New leadership is stepping in to rival the video platform TikTok. Cheddar senior reporter Alex Heath is here with an exclusive. Alex, great to have you here with us today.
Good to be here, guys. So TikTok is this app that a lot of people have been seeing lately. It's had this kind of meteoric rise in the US over the last few months, even though it's only been in the US in its current forms really since August of 2018, so barely 6 months. And now we can report today that TikTok has hired a veteran YouTube executive named Vanessa Pappas to be the company's first ever general manager for the United States. So she's going to lead all of TikTok in the US, which is hundreds of employees. And TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is a Chinese company, and it's currently the most valuable private company on earth, ahead of Uber, $75 billion valuation. So this is TikTok's first ever senior leadership role in the US, only about 6 months into its launch here in the US, with millions of downloads, and they've been spending aggressively on marketing, on digital marketing, real world marketing. And what this says to me is that TikTok's not going anywhere. They really see the US as a place where they can invest. And it's a really interesting dynamic when you think about the Chinese ownership.
Yeah, we're watching some of the videos that are produced on this platform, and for the olds, which I'm like getting up there because I've never used this, right?
Yeah.
This is the, I guess, combination of what was Musical.ly with a bit of TikTok. What is the history behind the service?
Yeah, so what ByteDance did with TikTok is really smart. So in 2017, they bought Musical.ly, which is a popular lip syncing app that was also run by a Chinese company, for $1 billion. It was the first Chinese operated app to really hit it big in Western markets, which is important. So they bought Musical.ly, then a year later, August 2018, they relaunched it as TikTok. And there was already a Chinese version of TikTok in mainland China called Douyin. So now they have the Chinese version and the Western market version. They look pretty much identical. Between those two apps, you're talking about 500+ million monthly users. So already one of the largest social platforms in the world. And what this says is that ByteDance has now really become the first Chinese internet company to successfully have a breakout in the Western market, and vice versa. There's really no company like ByteDance that has been able to successfully have products that are widely used in China and widely used in the US, and I think that's why they're investing so much and spending so much in user acquisition for TikTok. I'm told that TikTok is one of Facebook's, if not the top spender of digital ads on Facebook.
Wow.
You see them all over YouTube, all over Snapchat. They're doing real world advertisements. They advertise during the ball drop for New Year's Eve. They were at the Super Bowl doing advertisements. I mean, ByteDance is pouring a ton of money into this, and it can. Again, it's the most richly valued private company.
Well, the number is massive, $75 billion valuation.
Yeah.
I mean, for comparison, for context, Snap was at what, between 26 and 29?
Yeah, so I mean, for people who don't really understand the Chinese internet space, this is essentially like if Instagram right now were its own private company. That's essentially what ByteDance is.
Right.
It's the upstart in China to Tencent and WeChat, which is kind of like the Facebook for China, that has over 1 billion users, really dominates the social online messaging space in China. ByteDance is the new upstart that has not taken money from Alibaba or Tencent, that is doing it with outside capital, with SoftBank, with Sequoia, and is really giving Tencent a run for its money, especially in the Western markets where Tencent has not really made a meaningful social play yet.
It's so fascinating. I mean, not to go too much into the China tech ecosystem, but how badly does that economy need a different company like a ByteDance and
I think you're seeing the dynamics in China be very similar to what they are here. You have Facebook that's kind of stagnant. The product is aging up. It's more public consumption, not really private. What ByteDance is starting to do, they just introduced an app about a month ago that looks a lot like Snapchat in China. WeChat is now starting to say, we're going to make our product more ephemeral, more focused on private messaging, which is exactly what's happening in the US with Facebook and Snap. So we're seeing very similar social network macro dynamics happening in China as we are here. The difference with ByteDance, they have TikTok in the US. And we know that TikTok is a threat to these US companies that we cover, because Facebook has a TikTok clone called Lasso that they put out on the App Store late last year. Snap, and its filing with the SEC just the other day, listed TikTok as a competitor for the first time. I mean, I pulled some third-party estimates, and TikTok was downloaded more over the last 30 days than Snapchat. This app is just on a meteoric rise. It's really
globally?
Yes. No, in the US.
You in the US, okay.
In the US. And they're filling, I think, a void that Vine kind of left in the social space. There's a lot of, as we just see with the videos, there's a lot of absurdist comedy, stunts. It's a lot of music-based things. So like There's these hashtag challenges where you do these lip syncing things to songs, and then everybody kind of responds to you.
Yeah, the responses are crazy. I mean, you can really link, it's like quote tweeting, but like to the max.
Yeah, and they're already starting to experiment with advertising. ByteDance itself makes about 7 billion already from ads off of its main app in China called Toutiao, which is essentially like a Facebook news feed for your phone. It's in China. It's mobile only though. So they haven't even really tapped the ad spigot for TikTok yet, and this company's already worth $75 billion.
And clearly having multi-platform operating systems already down, which Snapchat still doesn't have down, clearly is working in their favor.
Yes, Android and iOS, they're both very strong on. Obviously more iOS in the US. I think that's where they see an opportunity to get a new ad segment for them.
Sure.
And what Vanessa Pappas, the new head of the US, she's interesting is because she basically created YouTube's approach to creators, influencers. She's been there for over 7 years.
Right.
The YouTube certification program she created, where you have to get verified to be a creator and make money. So she's going to bring that expertise to TikTok.
Alex Heath, Cheddar senior reporter, joining us here on set. Thanks so much for the time.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Fascinating world there.